You are watching Codexum. Signal archive. The fragments remain. In the quiet hours of early morning, when the world still carries the weight of unspoken memories, there exists a kind of silence that feels older than time. It is in this silence that our story begins inside the life of a woman whose courage was forged, not in celebration or triumph, but in the shadows where most people fear to look. She does not have a face. Not here. Not in this telling. Not because she lacks identity, but because she stands for more than one person. Her faceless form becomes a vessel, shaped like a mannequin carved from muted porcelain, textured by the echoes of history. She exists as a symbol, an embodiment of countless voices that were once quieted, but never erased. Her figure stands in a room washed in amber light, the walls worn with the patina of time. Dust floats gently in the air, illuminated like memories refusing to settle. She moves slowly, not out of hesitation, but because each step carries the weight of years she has spent learning to reclaim her own existence. There was a moment, a turning point, that cleaved her life into before and after. A moment born from someone else's darkness. A moment she did not choose. But this story does not dwell on that moment. It does not replay suffering. Instead, it explores everything that rises after the breaking. As she walks through the corridor of her memory, objects appear around her, faded, symbolic artifacts suspended in the space like fragments of a dream. A weathered chair, a rusted key, a window that refuses to close. None of them tell the story directly, yet each one whispers of the emotional landscapes she once had to cross. She pauses beside a cracked mirror, not to look at herself. She has no eyes here, but to confront the distortion of a past that tried to define her. The mirror does not reflect a face. Instead, it reflects movement, ripples of strength, determination, and a quiet persistence that refuses to dim. For years, she carried emotions she did not know how to name. Guilt that was never hers, fear that seeped into the corners of her days, silence that grew so heavy it became difficult to breathe. But healing is not a single revelation. It is 1,000 small rebellions, 1,000 days choosing to continue. And so she began to rebuild, not loudly, not dramatically, but with the deliberate patience of someone restoring a fragile artifact. She gathered the scattered pieces of her identity and held them tenderly, as one might hold shards of glass wrapped in cloth, knowing they could cut, yet choosing to touch them anyway. Her world becomes a sequence of rooms, each with a different color, a different emotional weight. The room of fear is dark and narrow, painted with anxious shadows. The room of memory carries faint echoes, as though the walls can still recall the shape of past footsteps. The room of anger is fiery, textured with raw strokes, like a half-finished canvas. But the room of healing is different. It is soft, dawn-colored. Warm light spills across the floor like a new beginning stretching its limbs. In this room, the mannequin woman rests her hands on a wooden table. She traces the grain with slow movements, grounding herself in the present. Her faceless head tilts slightly toward the light pouring through a window light that seems to hold a promise she once believed was lost. The narrative of her life does not erase what happened. Instead, she is not defined by the moment that hurt her. She is defined by every choice she made afterward. By the morning, she stood up, even though her body trembled. By the night, she allowed herself to sleep without fear. By the day, she looked at the world again and felt, even faintly, that she belonged in it. The mannequin woman steps outside. The environment shifts to a forest, dense, textured, and ancient. Trees tower overhead like guardians of forgotten stories. Their bark is cracked, their leaves scattered with gold. The wind hums through the branches, not mournful, but steady, like breath returning after a long absence. She walks along a winding path, and with each step, the forest responds. Leaves drift down in slow motion. Light filters through natural gaps like small blessings falling upon her shoulders. The world seems to welcome her back. Along the path are stones, smooth, river-washed. Each stone is engraved with a single word: strength, voice, worth, future, freedom. She pauses at each one, placing her hand gently over the word, as if claiming it as her own. And then she reaches the clearing. In the center stands a tall, weathered pillar, ancient, textured, marked by time but still firmly upright. She walks toward it, and places her hand against its surface. Immediately, the pillar glows. Not brightly, but with the soft, persistent radiance of hope. This is the point where her story shifts from survival to rebirth. Her faceless silhouette lifts slightly, shoulders rising, the posture of someone who no longer hides, someone who no longer apologizes for existing, someone who has remembered her own power. Around her, the forest brightens, not in a sudden burst, but as a gradual unfolding, a gentle reclaiming of light. Her presence in this clearing is both quiet and monumental, a testament to resilience that does not need to shout to be heard. And the narration closes with a truth she once feared she would never believe. She is whole, not because the past forgot her, but because she learned to walk forward, carrying herself with grace, dignity, and a strength deeper than any wound. Some strength doesn't make noise. It simply endures. You are watching Codexum. Signal Archive. The fragments remain.